What's going on, guys? It's your boy LQ, Mr. Real Deal Fantasy HQ. And today we're going to be talking about waiver wire pickups for week 10. Woo, we are flying through the season. Playoffs are around the corner, believe it or not. 1 month away from the playoffs, and it's like, whoa, is my team ready to be prepared? Do I have guys that are on my bench that are ready to go when their name is called? This is what waiver wire pickups are all about. You're not picking up some scrub. You're not picking up some bum. You may be picking somebody up for a short-term thing, but that still leads for you to be preparing your team to be getting these wins every single week to be prepared in the playoffs. So I got some guys that you need to be picking up. They're very, very available. Let's just say that. Nobody's been, going crazy over these guys the last 2 weeks, and now it's starting to heat up to where they need to be picked up. So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get right into the episode. So, waiver wire pickups week 10. But before we jump into it, make sure you guys go to prizepicks.com, sign up today using promo code FCO. You guys will be set up for success because they're matching up to $100 on your first deposit. Please do not miss out on this opportunity. Free money, people. It's free money. Match up to $100. Like, it's where I make all my picks every single weekend. FCO is the promo code you need to be set up with. So let's jump into these waiver wires. Now, listen, man, Devonta Freeman, I got to admit, he's not washed. He's been looking really good these last 3 weeks. Now, obviously, Latavius Murray out with an ankle injury, so therefore that's why these opportunities are rising. But Freeman has been looking good. He has a 23% roster exposure right now, so he's definitely available. He's definitely out there to go get. Now, these last 3 games, he's been looking like a solid flex play or RB2. Now, he's had double-digit points in the last 3 games, and he only has gotten better every single game. 3 touchdowns in 3 games in a row, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. So he's also getting the work on the ground, and he's also getting work out of the backfield of, all of PPR junkies. He's getting the points. The points are definitely there. The opportunities are definitely there. Now, I understand Le'Veon Bell is still there, but Le'Veon Bell also finding the end zone as well. But I'm not telling you to go pick up Le'Veon Bell. I'm telling you to pick up Devonta Freeman because I feel as though even with Latavius Murray coming back from the ankle injury, Devonta Freeman still looks like to be the guy, the most productive guy, because I definitely feel as though Freeman is going to be going into a situation with Murray coming back where they're going to try to ease Murray back in, and Freeman is just going to keep playing how he's playing to where it's going to be hard to try to take Freeman out and have Murray be the lead guy once again. More so, Latavius Murray was playing well, but they brung all these guys in roughly at the same time. So they were just doing basically who could take this workload, basically tryouts. Let's just say that. So I feel as though Devonta Freeman has proven himself the last 3 games to where he can handle the workload, where he's putting up fantasy points, fantasy relevant points. That's where I just want to emphasize fantasy relevant points, a solid RB2 / flex play, from here on out, even with Murray coming back. It'll be interesting to see how things, basically shake out. But I'm going to ride this wave until it crashes. So, again, 23% roster exposure right now. He's definitely out there available for you. So, go pick him up. So, yeah, it's week 10, and I'm telling you to go pick up Jordan Howard. I mean, he has a 17% roster exposure right now. I'm only telling you to pick him up because he's looking like the most productive, Eagles running back right now in that backfield. He's leading in touches the last 2 weeks. So, again, I have a lot of trust issues with, the Eagles running backs. It's hard to actually put my trust into a Jordan Howard, a Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, from here on out. But it's hard right now to get productive, running backs right now that are on the wire still available, less than 20% roster exposure. You got to do what you got to do. Like I said, playoffs are around the corner. You need to basically prepare and be ready, when the time comes to be having guys on the bench because injuries are happening every week. And it's unfortunate, Saquon Barkley went out with injury, COVID, still out on injury, but they have a bye, so hopefully he'll be back. CMC looks to be back, but snap count, and then it's like still Chris Carson's out, CEH is still out. The numbers just go on. Chase Edmonds just went out. So, again, so you need a running back that could be productive, and it looks to be that, Jordan Howard has rebirthed his career somehow. Thank you, Eagles, for this confusion. But overall, what I'm telling you is, man, he's looking like a stud. He's looking like the guy. He's looking like, most of the red zone touches are going to him or Scott. And then an annoying ass touchdown that Kenneth Gainwell had that literally did nothing for nobody in the fantasy community. So, yeah, there's that. But moving on, I have trust issues. That's all I'm going to say. But I cannot tell you not to go pick him up because, again, running backs are thin right now. So do what you want. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to start him next week. I'm definitely not going to tell you that. But again, I'd rather you have guys that can be productive on your bench, to show up and show out when their name is called. So definitely that's why I'm telling you to go pick up Jordan Howard. So moving on, Benjamin. Oh my God, 0% roster exposure right now. And the only reason why I'm saying, oh my God, because I keep thinking back to that truck stick for him on the score. Jesus, he laid that dude out. I don't know who that dude was, but he needs to be on a shirt because, that truck stick was amazing. And I feel as though right now, with Chase Edmonds being out 4 to 6 weeks, obviously James Conner got the spotlight right now, him putting up 40 fantasy points last week. Thankfully I didn't have to go against him. So I definitely feel as though James Conner, he gets to obviously most of the bulk of the workload. But if history repeats itself, we look at James Conner injury history, it's not the best. So I feel as though, 4 to 6 weeks with him having full workload, I fear he may face some injury as well. So this is more so like an insurance buy, but I definitely feel though that, Benjamin can have some type of fantasy relevance if he gets more involved. If he's like sporadically put through the lineup, then okay, whatever. But 0% roster exposure, he's out there available for you to go get. I definitely feel as though I want a productive running back that's hungry right now. I love guys that are hungry. Like Khalil Herbert was hungry, and we see him lighting it up, him having 100-yard games and all such and stuff like that. So I feel as though, Eno's taking this opportunity serious, obviously. I feel as though, you need those guys that are hungry right now. And like I said, 46 weeks, full workload with James Conner. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to last because, again, we've seen him have a full workload and he was banged up, bruised up, injured, and just completely out of it. So I'm telling you to go pick him up. He's definitely there. Impressive, like I said, impressive score that he had. Truck stick was activated. And like I said, you want those guys that are hungry and going to put up fantasy points on the board. So moving on to my last person. And I've been screaming this guy's name since last year. I want to say 2020 around March, April. I want you guys to understand Donovan Peoples-Jones will be the wide receiver 1 for the Browns in 2022. Jarvis Landry, he's on his last year, in 2022. So I don't see them extending him any further. But Peoples-Jones is definitely increasing in snaps, definitely increasing his role, obviously, with Odell Beckham out of the way. Making big plays. He has that big play ability. I love the home run ability as well. I definitely feel as though he's a guy that you can have in your flex spot, from here on out. I mean, that offense just looks smoother. It looks better. Odell Beckham was a big distraction for that offense, and Baker, as you can see, him out of the way, they come out and just completely stomp the Bengals. So Peoples-Jones is definitely the next man up. Jarvis Landry, he's going to be there. He's going to be floating around, but he's been banged up lately. And like I said, next year is his last year on the contract. He's like 31 around that time, 32. I don't see them, extending him any further. So Peoples-Jones looks like the future now. And he's definitely available on the wire, 22% roster exposure. I honestly cannot believe that it's this low, even with, the news of Odell Beckham not happy, being excused. Like, people should have been picking him up last week, but hey, 22% roster exposure as we speak now. I'm pretty sure it'll jump up to like 60, 66% next week. So you definitely want guys on your team right now that can have home run ability. That big play ability is definitely there. I think the volume will come with it. I think, once Peoples-Jones and Baker build this chemistry, because they're looking good. They're looking good from everything I've seen out of Peoples-Jones this season, with the opportunities that he had. I know Odell Beckham was there, but even with Odell Beckham there, he was still able to make some type of plays. Man, the key to this for Peoples-Jones to literally put a stamp on the wide receiver 1 is for him to finish this season out putting up big points, putting up, the stat lines where people are going to start noticing, because the volume will come. I'm telling you, the volume will come, and you want to get him right now to where you're getting him for basically nothing. So you're not waiting out, in dynasty leagues to go trade for him, et cetera, et cetera. I definitely think his price is going to rise. So even if this is dynasty, you go buy him for the low right now. You don't have to go crazy on the picks or players or whatever you do to trade in your leagues. But what I'm saying right now, my redraft people, Donovan Peoples-Jones, 22% roster exposure. Go get him now. So that wraps up week 10 waiver wire pickups. Hopefully, you guys are going to go pick these guys up right now. Hopefully, when you're watching this, you're enjoying the information. I want to thank you guys again for getting me past 1K. And also want to thank everybody that supported me on Twitter. Got the check mark finally. Thank you, God. I want you guys to go follow me right now. If you are not already, follow me on Instagram as well at Real Deal Fantasy. Fire content only, bring you the latest heat over there. If you really want to keep up with me word for word, bar for bar, you definitely got to follow me on Twitter. Let's run the numbers up. And I want to thank you guys for watching this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. Show some love. Leave a comment below on what you guys think about the episode. And don't forget, prizepicks.com. Sign up today using promo code FCO. And you guys will be set up for success. They're matching up to $100. Free money. Free money. Everybody loves free money. So go do it now. And I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Peace.